All right, we are back. Once again, Boss of the Sauce 2013, Monday, April 22nd, Jenkinson's. And Point Pleasant, our 10-year anniversary. We are very excited about it. I'm hanging out right now at Brando's Citi Cucina, Asbury Park. What's your address over here, man?
162 Main Street.
162 Main Street. Steve, thank you once again for having us once again. What's your last name?
B-O-T-T-O.
There you go. And this is a beautiful establishment. We're very excited to be here. This is your second year.
Correct.
Part of Boss of the Sauce.
Correct.
Tell us,
to be back in again.
We're happy to have you back. I was blown away last year about the food that you presented. And once again, you're not disappointing. But before we get into the food here, tell me a little bit about Brando's Cucina. What's it all about?
Basically, Brando's is if you took an old school red sauce joint and you modernized it and brought in a flair from dishes from Italy.
Now let's get into the food. It's just a tremendous display of and presentation. It's absolutely phenomenal. And I guess before we start eating and describing, should we do a little salute?
Absolutely.
There we go. Salute. There you go. That's delicious, by the way. Okay, I mean this is your specialty. These are your creations. These are some of the things now people can get on the menu anytime they come in.
Everything you see on our website, you're going to see that presented here is just the way it comes out, and we make it here. We obviously have a full menu, plus we have specials each week, things we got from Italy, things that we got from, just creativity on the in-house line, and that's it. But right here we have pork chop Brando. This is just grandmother's cherry peppers with a little bit of white wine, simply grilled, finished off with some fresh herbs. That's it.
Well, before we continue, I have to sample, Steve. So would you mind since it's closer to you?
Absolutely.
I got to make sure that everything is quality control, of course. So, and that's the pork chop Brando. Look at that. The guy goes right through it. Nice. Yeah, we're gonna need some to-go boxes as well.
He's gonna finish everything.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish everything. Okay. I'm gonna give this a little try here. There we go. Let's see what we got. Cut it a little bit smaller here. So I don't look like such a pig.
Maybe one of the cherry peppers in there.
That's good flavor. Wow.
You'll find things on our menu, something as simple as your grandmother used to make, to the homemade cavatellis that we do, as well as agnolottis, which are a little ravioli that looks like a priest hat that's filled with anything from short ribs to mushroom pesto. So we're doing a lot of different things that you're not going to see anywhere else.
Next.
Right here we have, this is the meat that goes into the Sunday gravy, Sunday sauce, if you will. It's 2 meatballs, ravioli, pork skin, pork ribs, and a sausage. Over here we have the homemade cavatelli, which I was referring to before. Again, with the Sunday gravy.
I'm gonna help myself to this right now. I'm gonna get to that in a second, but this is close by, so.
Let's get you a meatball.
All right. Why not? Who am I to say no to that? Thank you. Thank you. We got the meatball. And what kind of pasta is this?
That's the homemade cavatelli.
Meatball's really good. Very good. We've had the meatballs. You brought the meatballs last time, up last year for us.
We're waiting for you to do, instead of a Boss of the Sauce, a meatball madness type competition.
There you
go.
go.
Waiting for.
Well, we got one coming up. We'll talk about that a little bit.
Okay, great.
And what else?
Okay, right here again is a meatball. We sell a lot of meatballs here because my mother's recipe, she got it from her grandmother, and we don't change anything. Just like the Sunday gravy, I only make it exclusively. Nobody else, because I want to keep the exact quality and standards that we like to do.
So what happens if you call out sick? Who's gonna make the?
I don't call out sick. Every Sunday,
He's a machine.
I'm here.
He's a machine.
Right here, this is our meatball enchilada. What you get is one fried meatball like you get at your grandmother's house before she put it into the sauce. This is the old school salad, chicory, fennel, radicchio, a little bit of iceberg, and a red wine vinaigrette, and a lot of herbs. And this one is the one with just our regular marinara sauce, little ricotta.
That salad dressing in that is phenomenal. It's so good. He said herbs.
Just a lot of herbs.
A lot of herbs.
Everything you can think of.
Got a little ricotta on there.
Gotta have the ricotta.
That's so tasty.
Over to here, this is our take on basically zuppa de clams and mussels. It could be in a red or white sauce. This happens to be in a blush sauce. What we have is fennel, little shallots, just a touch of butter, finished up with some white wine.
Now you serve a lot of seafood here as well?
We do. We try to mix it up. Again,
Okay.
in Italy, if you go to the southern part, we're not any particular region. We're all across the regions. So you're going to have some northern, which would be the heavier sauces, the creams, the butters, to central, which is just grilled, to the south, which is mostly fish. And if they do a pasta, it's with a very, very light, just garlic and oil. So we try to hit all the different regions.
Wow. And this thing, it looks incredible. I want to kind of hold this up a little bit. What is this here?
This is our eggplant tower. This is just fried eggplant, again, my mother's recipe, with homemade mozzarella, steak tomato, repeats itself again, with a homemade balsamic reduction on the bottom, and on the top is just simply dressed arugula with Parmesan Reggiano shaved on top.
Now this is a big deal for me because I'm not, what's the best way to cut this up? What do you think?
Use your knife.
Use my knife? Right in there? I'm not the biggest, I'm going to admit it, I tell this all the time, I talk about it on the radio. I'm not the biggest eggplant fan, but I have a feeling I'm going to enjoy this. Once we get in there. There we go. There we go.
Again, different than, you know, you go to someplace that, we do eggplant palm also, but we'll do it as a special, as an appetizer. This is a complete different take on it.
Very, very good. I don't even like eggplant. I'll even have another bite just so I'm not faking it.
I think he's lying. He doesn't like it.
I'm a slob. Very, very good. That's really good. The mozzarella's fresh.
Fresh mozzarella.
Delicious. All right. So, I'm kind of in overload right now.
Need any more food?
Yeah. Sauce. We got to talk about the sauce. Boss of the Sauce, Monday, April 22nd. This is your second year. Last year, Brando, Citi, Cucina here in Asbury Park finished second in the judge's choice. Second in judge's choice, and this year they're looking to take the crown. So,
we are.
All right. Your sauce. Which is it going to be? This sauce? That sauce?
That's our regular manna. We serve
Okay.
every day. This is the Sunday gravy, the meat sauce. We only do it on Sunday because that's traditionally the way it's done. That's the only time you can get it is coming here.
Okay, so basically the meatball right here once again.
Meatball.
Oh boy, sorry about that.
Uh-oh.
I lost one.
Send you a bill for the tablecloth.
Absolutely.
Have a rib. You gotta have a rib before we sign
Give me a
off.
rib.
Gotta have a rib.
Can't reach it. Look at that. Oh. Okay, let's see we get in there. Let's get in there. I'm making a mess. I apologize.
That's okay. We gotta get a bigger plate.
Wow. That's so tender. That is so tender.
They cook for about 4 hours. All the meat cooks for about 4 hours.
It just melts in your mouth. Absolutely. Are you still here? All right. So, Steve, we got to ask you the question. The $1 million question. We asked you this last year. You finished second in Boss of the Sauce. But this year, why is Brando, Citi, Cucina here in Asbury Park going to be crowned, win the title of Boss of the Sauce?
We just put a lot of love into all the dishes, but I put extra amounts of love into the Sunday sauce, Sunday gravy, whatever you want to call it. And that's it. I put my heart into it every week. And hopefully the heart and soul will come through this year in the competition.
Well, we were very impressed with you guys last year. You guys have outdone yourself this year. Thank you for this. Time for them to go. We're going to eat. We're going to drink.
We're going to drink.
And we'll have some fun. And join us at Jenkinson's for Monday, April 22nd. Boss of the Sauce 2013.
Thank you, buddy.
Steve,
Thank you so
thank you.